Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Henry David Thoreau. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks are mixed. Everything else is down. Really, the only thing up for the day is the NASDAQ. Let's look first at the S&P 500. We see where we are this week. Last week, if we look at the high, it was 714.47. This week, 715.63. We have gone a little bit higher. You can see where things peaked up on that 2-day candle representing Monday and Tuesday. The Wednesday candle, not so much. You can see where we had things moving down on Tuesday and a little bit, it's almost flat, 0.02%. So we're just sort of hanging out up here. And where are things going? Well, one of two things setting up here, my friends. We are setting up to have things expand very quickly because things get really great in the Middle East. Doesn't look like that's happening. Or things are looking to roll over and hammer down. We don't know yet. I mean, I feel like probably hammering down, but that's a feeling. That's not what I'm going to do in the market. Look at the 2-day here where we have slipped under the weekly trend line. That's interesting for the 2-day, isn't it? Because on the weekly, we are above, and on the half day, we are above. So pay attention to what we're seeing here on the 2-day. Low volume, first day of this latest 2-day candle. Let's see what happens on Thursday. Now, I was looking at what I saw when we ran the numbers today for the trade execution summary grid. Those of you who are Patreon members, you see that every day. For the next day, you see it a day early so that you can use that to help you with your practice trades when you're jumping into the market the next day, or you're in a trade you want to know whether to stay in it or not. We have some caveats on there because those are just raw numbers that we are running, but it is backed up. Not only the trade execution summary grid do you get, you also get the 5-day plus analysis where it breaks down why we have those numbers. And I would encourage those of you who are not Patreon members, you can still see the day before by going to the Patreon page for Charting Wealth. We also publish the current day's trade execution summary grid in the notes for everybody who subscribes at chartingwealth.com. But gives you an idea as to what that information is about. Now, we don't use that and just that, and sometimes it contradicts with what we're seeing in the chart. Right now, it's showing a great deal of bullishness. Now, again, I don't always agree with it, but we shall see how that continues to play out. What's up with the NASDAQ? It was up, $4 for the day, 0.61%. We can see last week the high was 664.51. This week 664.43, so it's not gotten higher. We had things pound down yesterday and then jump up a little bit today. When I say jump up, let's just say move up a little bit. We are not penetrating that trend line on the 2-day chart, although it is dropping off, staying above it on the weekly, and the half day is above it. But again, as we've been talking about, my friends, there's just no volume in this market. Again, we're in the summertime we're moving through April, going into May and then into June, summertime trading zone, which is where the market, selling may go away, live to trade another day. You've heard that. If you haven't heard that, you just heard it for the first time. What does that mean? Summertime vacation, a lot of the big money goes out of the market. We're getting toward that. But this volume started up, back in the lack of volume in late March. So again, about the time the war started, markets moving up, but not being held up by much. What do we see on 20-year U.S. government bonds going in the direction we said? Going down, TBF, Tango Bravo Foxtrot. That is what we have been talking about, TBF. What is that? Well, that's the ProShares short fund of 20-year U.S. government bonds, and it is moving up. So again, you always have choices in life, don't you? Well, we'll see how it continues to move during the week. Again, as we follow things, it moves up as 20-year U.S. government bonds move down because it's a single inverse fund. If you want to know more about inverse funds, the good, the bad, and the ugly, please do take our training on them inverse funds, how to make money when markets crash. What do we see with gold? Gold pulling back. It too has dropped through the weekly trend line, heading down. You can see going into the third candle, heating up, but again, no volume on the 2-day or the weekly. And you can see where the half day crossed over, going down all the way back on Tuesday afternoon, the 21st of April, as gold has just been falling. We do have a potential break on it right here. It's we could have some support here. We'll continue to watch, wait and see. But again, gold and bonds continue to pull back. And what about Bitcoin? It is down, and it's been moving down for a while, and we're sitting right on that weekly trend line on the half day. We're just pushing through it on the 2-day. Again, no volume to speak of. The volume decreasing over the last several weeks as Bitcoin has moved up, but that breaking effect with no volume, we'll watch as we continue to move through this week. Again, slowing down lots. We're seeing, again, the most down movement on 20-year U.S. government bonds, followed by gold and potentially by Bitcoin. And we're waiting to see what's going to happen with the stock market on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, where they are struggling. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.